Welcome back to the David Pakman Show.
Welcome back to the show. Please consider becoming a David Pakman Show member, made possible in part by liberalbias.com. As we know, with Liberal Bias, the more you look for it, the more you find it. And you can find it in some pretty unexpected places at liberalbias.com. Today's new member of the day is Christopher Salerno. Christopher, thank you for being a David Pakman Show member. You are doing a great thing. We need your support. And the best way to give that support is to become a David Pakman Show member. Very, very easy on our website.
Definitely.
Brian Fischer has come up with a brilliant theory. And by brilliant, I mean it's an absurd notion that has absolutely no credence or credibility. That if you are selective in choosing, if you're a gay man, for example, and you're selective in choosing your partners, in other words, there are some other men that you would not want to have sex with, that proves that being gay is a choice. This is in Bryan Fischer's world, mind you. Let's get a look at the video of Bryan Fischer outlining this brilliant theory.
A homosexual exercises any sort of selectivity at all when it comes to intimate matters, he is proving that it's a matter of choice.
Right.
Nobody's compelled to follow those impulses. Now, it's interesting, you know, I was struck by the phrase in Philippians 3:19, they glory in their shame. They glory in their shame. They celebrate.
Okay, the rest of it really doesn't matter. He's just criticizing people who are gay. So this is fascinating, right? If anybody who is gay exercises any amount of selectivity at all when it comes to what he calls intimate matters, right? Sexual relations, he's proving that there is a choice being made there, and therefore homosexuality itself is a choice. Now, of course, by this logic, then being straight also must be a choice, since straight people also exercise selectivity in choosing partners, meaning that we should be able to talk to a lot of straight people and say, at what point did you decide to be straight? But of course, that's different.
Or what he could be saying is that straight people are attracted to every member of the opposite sex.
Right. So in other words, everybody should have these impulses. Anybody who considers themselves straight
he's saying,
should also be attracted to at least some members of the
he would be more than willing
sex.
to have those sexual impulses with any woman on the planet.
Right. Eventually, Bryan Fischer gets back to the topic, the more relevant topic to him, which is that gays celebrate things that should be matters of shame, humiliation, and embarrassment. And he criticized President Obama for supporting NBA player Jason Collins for what he calls celebrating sexual deviancy. So what we have here is Bryan Fischer saying gay people need to have sex with any gay person, regardless of personality, attractiveness, or anything, or else that proves, I guess, that they're really straight but are pretending to be gay. So in other words, if you're a man and you're only attracted to some men, you've clearly chosen to be gay. You're not really gay. This is the highest level of absurdity that I remember from Bryan Fischer for at least the last 6 months, Natan.
Yeah, and, in the background, it looked like there was a U.S. Constitution. It just seems to me like if Fischer had been alive when they wrote it, he probably would have been a slave owner and just like the biggest bigot in the South. But
yes.
In any case, I was just going to say the idea that homosexuality is a choice, I think more and more people are just starting to see that that's kind of a lame argument, because even if it's true, why should we discriminate anyway?
Yeah, and then there's so many obvious arguments against it. Since when do we discriminate against choices, if that's what it is? But also, who would choose a lifestyle where you're a second-class citizen in different parts of the world, including in many states in the U.S., and you are the subject of much ridicule? I mean, who would really choose that, right, Lewis? It seems like a very weird choice to make if it were a choice.
Well, there's certainly a lot of weirdness coming from Bryan Fischer.
Yeah, I'll say.